Kathy Calvin once said, "Giving is not about making a donation, it is about making a difference." In fact, charities are in need of help by donating money or volunteering time. Either is important. I remember a time when I was back in Missouri and I was there with my church, and we went to some different of the nonprofit organizations, and there was a shelter for domestic abused women, and we asked what we could do to help. They said they had a closet that was in disarray, and if we could put it together, that would be great. So we organized it, and we got it all put together, and they were extremely, extremely grateful because it was by sizes and men's and women's as they would in a store. And also, I have worked at a nonprofit children's school, and when I left there and got a different job, I continued to go back because there were kids there that had what they call as a priority rating, that if they were physically abused, mentally abused, they would have a higher chance of getting into the school. And to me, I really enjoyed that because you could see the difference you made from like the first year even to the second year. Forbes, I know, says don't give to charity because of a Lady Gaga story and the Lady Gaga story, she brought in through her charity $2.6 million, but out of that $2.6 million, only 5,000 of it went to grants that she proposed, which obviously isn't the greatest, but the main thing is you have to put trust in in the money of the people you find, not that they find that come look for you. Although Forbes has their own suggestions to charities, Time.com in the money section talks about smart ways to give, which we will cover next. One of the ways is to sharpen your focus. And by sharpening your focus, you don't wait. You don't wait for them to call you. You look for them. And you talk to family about which ones are near and dear to your heart, which charities you do want to give to. They also talked about the 50-30-20 rule, which I thought was kind of interesting because they would say out of the money that you do plan on donating, 50 should go to one of the causes or charities that are meaningful to you. 30% should just be for community gifts, and 20% are just those impulse gifts, which I thought was kind of interesting. 2, conduct an audit. There's a couple different websites I'll give you, guidestar.org, and it pulls IRS forms and financial reports that tells you exactly where that goes. Another is charitynavigator.org and give.org, which provides rankings based on forgiveness, transparency, figures, transparency, and accountability. Ask around. There's a great nonprofit.org that offers reviews of charities and how they're doing, which another one says The Life You Can Save evaluates charities on their work, managing costs, and effectively use the fundings that are given to them by you guys and myself. And the last one, you can also, even with asking around, ask community members, some of the ones that they know are good ones to be giving to, and commit long term, which means you can see as the impact of what you are doing and what you are helping with. It builds a relationship with the charity, which is always a good thing to have. You feel more engaged in the progress of the program, and the charity knows that they can count on you. And now that I gave you some things to think about prior to donating money, let's evaluate donating time versus donating money. And so I found this, and I thought this was kind of an interesting little tidbit. And it's like, which is better? Would a rich executive giving $100,000 a year be better than a couple hours a week of volunteering their time? What about a brain surgeon who gives $1,000 a year, or a free surgery, which would be better? An average person like you and me donating $100 to $200 a year, or volunteering 1 hour a week, which would be better? Well, it's clear to see that each of these circumstances are completely different, and each one has their own. Like the brain surgeon, obviously the free surgery would be much better. The rich executive, the money would be more beneficial. And I think it's pretty comparable with the average person. So let's talk about donating money and how, if that is your main method, how you'd like to do that. I found on Generation X Financing that there's different places that most people donate their money to. A lot of them are local and international groups, schools, churches, and certain methods that they like to use are online, mail, and they drop them off at their location physically, and they can text a certain number and it'll be billed to their phone. When you're giving time, you have a chance to work with the individual that you're helping. So if you're helping at American Cancer Society, you'd be helping those individuals directly with cancer issues. Not per se issues, but if they needed a drop, needed for you to go somewhere, they would go there. You touch the lives as well of those in need. They appreciate the time you spend with them. And you really do. It is very rewarding. You feel valued, and you also leave a positive influence on those. But that's not just it, because you can do it with your family and friends. It's a great way to connect with family and friends. And if you don't have time to give up front, you could also give behind the scenes, which if you have an IT background or a design background and they need some work with their website, you could be more than helpful there as well. In fact, when I did our audience analysis, I thought it was kind of interesting because most people did say that it was more effective to volunteer as opposed to donate money. But they also many do donate money and participate, but they don't like the telemarketer's call, and they would rather seek out their own thing, which kind of tied in with, I believe it was Forbes that said that you should look for those who you want to donate with. And as you see, there are benefits to both sides. So let's see where Wisconsin ranks with helping charities. I found this interesting fact also, and this just states that with the rankings, the Charities Aid Foundation released the World Giving Index, and they ranked 140 countries. And what they ranked on was donating time, donating money, and assistance to strangers. U.S. ranked second, donating an average of $373 billion a year. That's just crazy. That's a crazy amount, but that's super great for what we are doing. And Wisconsin, just more locally, ranked 10th in volunteering and service, with 13th in charitable giving. And I think we could probably do a little better. I mean, granted that's 50 states, but I still think we could do better. We should try and work on that. And as we finish up, we talked about the smart ways you can donate, the benefits of donating time and donating money. And I think it's awesome. So I think we should all just try and work on that just a little more. And in conclusion, this is really neat. Audrey Hepburn says it best. As you grow older, you discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself and helping others. Thank you.